Urgent Kansas City Chiefs fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Kansas City Chiefs updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Chiefs fans! Today, we've got some electrifying news, some rumors, and a strategic move that could potentially reshape the upcoming season for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know, after that heartbreak of losing the Super Bowl last year, everyone's eager to see what kind of moves the team will make to come back stronger, hungrier, and more prepared. The Chiefs are no strangers to making bold decisions, and this offseason has been no different. They've been active, trying to shore up their roster, and one thing's clear, they're laser-focused on getting back to that Super Bowl stage and bringing home the Lombardi Trophy once again. But, what's the latest buzz? Well, there's a lot of talk about the team potentially making a blockbuster trade, one that could send shockwaves through the league, particularly with a young, explosive receiver who's been making waves in the NFL. Now, let's set the scene here. The Chiefs have been quietly building a roster that aims not just to compete but to dominate. After last season's disappointing exit, there's an undeniable sense of urgency. Patrick Mahomes, as we all know, is arguably the best quarterback in the league right now, maybe even in NFL history when you consider his talent, leadership, and clutch performances. But even Mahomes, as great as he is, needs reliable weapons around him. That's the key. Wide receiver help. And not just any help, but elite, game-changing talent that can stretch defenses and create mismatches. That's where the rumors about a potential trade come into play, and the name that's been floated is none other than Olave, the star receiver from the New Orleans Saints. Now, Olave is not just any receiver. He's been a standout since entering the league from Ohio State. The guy has an incredible route-running ability, hands that catch anything thrown his way, and the speed to burn defenses deep. Over his 3 seasons in the NFL, Olave has amassed over 500 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns in just 39 games. That's pretty impressive for a young guy, especially considering he's only 24 years old. Last season, he appeared in just 8 games, and that's where the concern comes in. Olave suffered 2 concussions, which limited his playing time. But, when he's healthy, he's a true gamebreaker. Imagine him lining up on the outside for the Chiefs, with Mahomes throwing to him. The chemistry could be off the charts. And let's be honest, a guy like Olave would be a perfect complement to the existing receiving core, which already includes talents like Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Sky Moore. But why would the Saints consider trading him? Well, that's the intriguing part. Reports suggest that the Saints are in a bit of a rebuild mode. With some of their veteran stars aging and the team looking to reset, they might be open to trading away some of their top talent, especially if they're in a position where they can start fresh. Olave, despite his talent, has had some injury issues, and from a strategic standpoint, the Saints could look to recoup draft capital or rebuild around their quarterback, Derek Carr, and a new core of players. So, a trade that brings Olave to Kansas City could be a win-win. The Chiefs get a young, proven receiver with elite potential, and the Saints get assets to help jumpstart their rebuild. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Chiefs. Adding a player like Olave isn't just about depth, it's about making a statement. The Chiefs are already one of the most potent offenses in the league, led by Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and a solid running game. But to truly elevate their Super Bowl chances, they need that next-level receiver, someone who can take the top off defenses and make those game-changing plays that can swing momentum. Olave's speed and route-running ability make him a perfect fit for that role. Plus, it would send a message to the rest of the league that Kansas City isn't settling for anything less than another championship run. And let's not forget the current state of the team's roster. The Chiefs have been strategic so far this offseason. They've re-signed key players like Chris Jones and Juju Smith-Schuster, and they've drafted promising talent like Jalen Royals out of Utah State to bolster their wide receiver group. But they're clearly looking to add more firepower, especially on the outside. That's why a trade for Olave could be a game-changer. think about it, with Mahomes at the helm, Olave's speed, combined with Kelsey's unmatched receiving skills, would give defenses nightmares. And if you recall, Mahomes has a knack for making even average receivers look amazing, but with a guy like Olave, the ceiling gets raised even higher. Now, of course, there are some hurdles. The Saints aren't just going to give Olave away for free, and the Chiefs will have to give up some valuable assets to get him. Draft picks, perhaps a player or two, or maybe a combination of both. It's all about value, timing, and what both teams see as their immediate needs. But the idea of pairing Mahomes with a young, dynamic receiver like Olave is enough to get any Chiefs fan excited. It's a move that could pay dividends for years to come, and it shows that Kansas City is serious about contending again now, not later. Looking at Olave's future potential, he's still developing, and with the right environment, he could become one of the league's top receivers. His youth and skill set align perfectly with the Chiefs' aggressive offensive philosophy. Plus, he'd have the perfect mentor in Kelsey, who's been a master at getting open and creating space. The chemistry between Mahomes and his receivers has always been a key to their success, and adding an elite talent like Olave could be the push they need to once again dominate the AFC and challenge for the Super Bowl. And speaking of the AFC, it's worth mentioning how stacked this conference continues to be. The Chiefs will face tough competition, from the Bills, Bengals, Dolphins, and Ravens, among others. That's why making strategic moves like acquiring Olave isn't just about patching a hole, it's about staying ahead of the curve. It's about reinforcing their roster with young talent that can grow with Mahomes and Kelsey, and ensure that the team remains a perennial contender. The league is evolving, and the Chiefs are clearly trying to adapt, to stay aggressive, and to maintain their dominance. Now, let's talk a little about the current season prospects. The Chiefs are coming off a season where they finished with a solid record, but that Super Bowl loss still stings. They're motivated, hungry, and looking to prove that last year was just a bump in the road. With the additions they've made in free agency and the draft, and possibly a new weapon like Olave in the mix, their offense could be even more explosive. Mahomes, as always, is eager to show that he can lead his team to glory, and having a receiver with Olave's skill set would make him even more dangerous. One thing's for sure, Chiefs fans, the team's front office is not resting on their laurels. They know what's at stake, and every move they're making is with that ultimate goal in mind, a return to the Super Bowl and bringing home that elusive third Lombardi trophy for the franchise. The fans, the players, and the entire organization are united in this mission. The next few weeks could be pivotal. We might see some major trades, draft day surprises, or signings that will set the tone for the upcoming season. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe a trade for Chris Olave would be a game-changer? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing Mahomes and Olave link up on the field? Or do you think the team should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news. This team is always in the news, always making moves, and always fighting for the top. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, go Chiefs!